Okay, before I start this video, I'd like to give a thanks to my sister Angela for sending me this video. I stopped making a lot of these videos because for some reason, these videos right here that I've been trying to push for some reason are not getting viewed. I don't know what's going on. I know when other people view these videos, do their videos and do their reactions, it gets hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. Me, it'll get 100 views, 90 views, and I'm trying to spread this word. Now, before she sent me this video, I've known about this for 2 months. 2 months ago, somebody told me about the situation with these illegal aliens. I don't know how did they do this, but when Joe Biden was in office, he gave a lot of them Social Security. So we're going to see right here what Trump is going to say.
That are Social Security, etc. We're not going to touch it other than to make it stronger. But we have people that shouldn't be on, and those people we have to weed out. Most of them, or many of them so far, have been illegal immigrants. They shouldn't even be in the country. Do you have a question for the Prime Minister?
I do. Mr. Prime Minister, that's another sick thing that you need to understand. I worked 24 years in the Border Patrol. I have Social Security. You're a working man. You pour into Social Security. You got truckers, 30 years, construction workers, nurses, stockbrokers, whatever. When I bring in my illegal alien grandma that's never worked a day in her life, you know that she gets the maximum Social Security benefit payout because she'll get more money than me. For our grandmas and grandpas that are living paycheck to paycheck, illegal alien grandma from Sudan and Mexico, wherever, she gets more money than the person that's worked her whole life.
I mean, this is infuriating.
Illegal immigrants are getting Social Security benefits that hard-working Americans have paid into for decades. What if I told you that some of these people are even set up for lifelong disability while our Social Security system is running out of money? 365,000 illegal immigrants or more than that is receiving supplemental security income, averaging monthly payments of around $503 per recipient. 54% of illegal immigrants are on Social Security. They also receive additional Social Security benefits. There's a whistleblower that just came forward revealing that the government agencies were incentivized to qualify illegal immigrants for long-term disability care, meaning that they get Social Security for life. There was a report that came out in 2023, the trustee report. It stated that Social Security trust funds could be depleted by 2030. And if that happens, cuts of up to 23% for retirees who have paid into this for their entire lives.
So that means people like me and other people that paid into Social Security, we're not going to get nothing, or we're just going to get less than nothing. Either nothing or less than nothing. See, this guy started a whole big firestorm, Joe Biden. He started a whole big firestorm. He really did. He really did.
Americans have worked, paid in, and followed the rules only to face cuts, delays, and uncertainty. And meanwhile, Democratic politicians are handing out our hard-earned money like it's theirs to give. If you think this is wrong, if you think Americans deserve better, hit that like button, man. Share this content and subscribe to the channel. It's time to expose the truth before it's too late, man. This is flat out ridiculous. Check this clip out.
They wanted us to try to identify them in such a way that they would qualify for long-term Social Security disability. Now,
what?
Yeah. And long-term Social Security disability is for life.
Yeah.
So if they get identified and qualify for long-term Social Security disability, they are as good as set up for life, for medical treatment.
That doesn't sound like a refugee to me. Just being honest.
Yeah.
That sounds like somebody who's planning on staying here.
Yeah,
a refugee
right.
stays until the problem's over and then goes home.
Well, that's right. And so they instructed us to try to identify, to try to get the client, because once they arrive here, they're now called clients. They're called clients. Yeah.
Okay.
Because clients pay.
Sure.
See?
Sure. I'm starting to see where this is leading.
So they told us that we needed to talk to the client and ask them if they had any headaches, recurring headaches, or any lower back problems. Excuse me, anything that would qualify them for Social Security long-term disability.
Wait. So let me get this straight. Part of the screening is supposed to be, are you sick, maimed, injured, whatever?
Right.
No. Okay, good. You can come in.
Yeah.
You get on the airplane. Are you sick, maimed, injured, whatever? Yes. Good. So we can.
I can tell you one thing right now. This is for real. This is not even a joke. America's been too nice to everybody. And what everybody does, America's been so nice to everybody. Everybody comes to America, benefits. They reap the benefits of all, the stuff that's going on over here. And then they talk about us like we're dogs. They do this a lot. America has been so nice to everybody. And the crazy thing about it, we cannot go to other countries and get all this. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because I spoke to people. It's not going to happen. We're not going to go into other countries and reap the benefits that people come in and reap the benefits. Like they come in and reap the benefits. It's not going to happen.
Give you disability.
Correct.
What?
Yes.
This is insanity.
Yes, it is insanity.
But in order to get Social Security disability benefits, don't you need a Social Security number?
Well, we were instructed in the meeting that one of the first things we were supposed to do was sign them up for Social Security. Yeah.
Wait. This is unbelievable. So they come over here and they get a Social Security number.
Right.
They become legal.
Correct.
Are you pulling my leg?
No, I'm not. And then after we processed them for a Social Security card, then we were to process them for a U.S. passport.
No, you're not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that's about the time
So all the homeless people in this country, all the homeless people in my hometown of New York that I love so much, and I still work there. I don't live there no more. But I was thinking about moving back. I still have it in my head that I might be moving back to New York because I do miss my hometown. Homeless people that I run into and I help try to feed and stuff like that, these people can't even get a place to live. But you got people that have no type of working history over here, don't have nothing over here, and they're getting Social Security. Then they'll get food. Then they'll get a free place to live. Then they'll get a passport. And then they'll bring more people here, and people in New York City and people in Skid Row and all these other places will still be on the corners in tents, trucks, vans, anywhere they have to lay their head to rest. That's where they'll be at. Just keep going.
kind of decided, okay, I was done. I've heard everything I want to know. I was so angry about this, that they would receive a U.S. passport. It just, I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that we were giving these people Social Security cards and U.S. passports and free medical, free housing, free food, free everything.
Yeah, but the thing that bothers me, because the food we can recoup from, and the money irritates me, but we can earn it back and we can stop the program or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But once you give somebody a Social Security number, mm-hmm. and you give them what considered globally the golden ticket, which is a U.S. passport.
Right.
That is beyond comprehension that we're doing this.
That's right.
Do bureaucrats know this is happening?
Well, interestingly enough, no, they don't. A lot of governors are unaware of how many refugees have come into their state, where they're located, under what conditions they've arrived. And I believe this is intentional. Now, we do know that the governor of Texas and the governor of Tennessee have both stopped this, and they're refusing to take any more refugees. In fact, the federal government has filed a lawsuit against both of those states because they're refusing to take any more refugees.
How dare you keep your people safe?
Right.
But, okay, so let's just say all the states are saying we want to pull out of this refugee resettlement program mm-hmm. from the federal government. Then they're fine, right? There's no other way the refugees are getting in?
Well, no. The state can assert that they no longer want to receive refugees, and then the federal government says, all right. And so then they start implementing a program called the Wilson Fish program. And Wilson Fish simply bypasses the sovereignty of that state. In other words, the state no longer longer processes the refugees. That means, in plain English, you no longer get to know how many are coming in, when they're coming in, where they're going, how much money is being spent on them, whether they're diseased or not diseased. You've lost all control over the entire situation, and as a sovereign state, you've relinquished that. And so Wilson Fish comes in then, and all of the federal monies that are set aside for this program bypass the state and go to third-party entities, and that would be something like the Catholic Charities or Jewish Vocational Services. So it would bypass the state entirely, and they would take over the entire process of processing the refugees.
That's crazy.
It is.
So this is horrible. This is horrible. So you're trying to tell us that all of these charities are going to do stuff for refugees, and American people can go crawl into a hole. Okay. All right.
Crazy. And as a U.S. citizen and as a citizen of the sovereign state of Missouri, I am not in favor of that. I think we need to maintain our sovereignty just like we would in the United States. You know, honestly, we are first a citizen of the state of Missouri because we are a sovereign state, and then we're a citizen of the United States of America. But our first sovereignty and citizenship is to our state, and a lot of people don't realize that. So in order for us to maintain the health and welfare and the security of our borders, we must know who's coming and going.
Yeah, you have to.
Right.
You have to. And FUNU doesn't work for me.
FUNU doesn't work for me either.
And giving them a social security number and a passport actually makes this problem worse, not better.
Correct.
Have we been placed at risk? I mean, you mentioned that this is an invasion. Mm-hmm. Are we at risk?
I believe we are at risk, Josh, because when they come in, we're urged to compatriate them with fellow refugees, those who have come in before them. We are urged to locate other communities of refugees from the same country of origin, the same language, the same culture as those who are arriving. And so when they come in, and we have had Syrians come in, and we know Syrians are on the list of those 7 countries that have been banned. And so we've received Syrians here in Missouri.
So that means I have to go to work every day in my hometown of New York City that I love so much, and I have to see starving New Yorkers all over the place. I have to see people being laid off their job and worry about how they're going to pay their bills and rent. Meanwhile, these people are coming here and receiving all of these benefits, getting Social Security, getting free passports, and Americans are just sitting back trying to figure out how they're going to make $1 out of 15 cents. Very interesting.
Even after the ban?
Yes.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. And so these Syrians coming in, and we know that they are coming from a country of origin that has malevolent intent toward us as a nation. And we now know they're not being vetted, and we now know that not only are they coming from a malevolent country or a country that has malevolent intent, and we now know they're not vetted, we're giving them support, and we're giving them a passport.
What name do they put on the passport if their name on the thing is FUNU?
I don't know.
That is sickening, but it's also frightening. That is some bull sugar honey iced tea, what this lady just mentioned. And this isn't just happening in her state of Missouri. This is happening across the country. And when a state stood up and said, nah, we're not doing this, they just usurped the state. And no wonder the Catholic Charities are all up in arms about this, because this is their cash cow. They're making a ton of money off of this. They're making a mint off of this. So no wonder they're up in arms, about President Trump and the Doge and Elon Musk and those guys cutting off the spigot. How much money has been laundered, within their coffers? I'm sure the administrators, of the Catholic Charities, they're all fairly wealthy. I'm sure they've been lining their pockets. But this behavior, one, giving people that here who hadn't worked, who hadn't paid into the system, Social Security, when we're on the verge of the being defunct in about 10 years or so. And in some cases, I've heard that it could be shorter than that, being generous and saying 10 years. They're basically telling people my age and younger that, hey, this Social Security thing is probably not going to be around for you. I'm telling you, man, I am convinced that these Democrats, they want to destroy our country. And as JD mentioned last week to those over in, they're in it. The same thing happening right here in our nation. We have the same thing happening right here in our enemy. No one from the outside has to attack us. We've let a lot of these people in here, and we have people in Congress that do not love this nation. We need to find the people that are responsible for this, and we need to do everything that we can make sure that these people are out of office. They do not have the ability to do this forever. This is disgusting, man. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe.
But I told people this. I said in a lot of videos, I explained to people, America is cut down the middle. You got Americans like me that fight and try to do the best I possibly can. Then you got Americans that don't care about this country and they care about other people more than they care about. Like, share, subscribe, comment, or what you think about this. But I did hear this about 2 months ago. Horrible. Like this guy said, it's very horrible. This is not good at all. So what's going to happen to me? Am I going to get Social Security? This is Big Hawk, Yonkers native. That's street talk. I'm out.